Whose shot is that?
Yours.
That's mine?
Yep.
I just did one.
I know, I filled it up for you so you can do it during the show.
Dude, you're too kind.
I know. I am too kind.
You're a too kind of guy. You ready to drop the hammer? Drop the hammer, DJ.
We ready?
We're ready. Drop the hammer. Wait till see if we get it. See if we get any viewers.
It's like a sword fight.
It's tough. It's a sword fight, you know?
It's like us down here.
It's like a sword battle. Now we have the studio audience.
It's all good. Messing
Yeah.
with the girl.
That's right. Anybody know where Nemesis Prime is tonight? Did you say anything about watching?
Tag them. We're all good. Let's go down.
This is all like the pregame stuff.
Yeah.
We can talk behind the scenes.
Oh, we're live right now.
We're
So.
live, but we're live, but it's pregame.
Yeah, who we got? Oh, there we go. Nemesis Prime is on. Comics Relap. Go blue. Comics Relap 9 says go blue.
Baby. Yeah.
All right. Pat, I got it actually on the, you want to moderate the live chat over that when you get a chance. I pulled it up on the laptop. So, Nemesis Prime, you're hanging out with us on a Friday night, huh? All right. Let me get started in a minute.
We'd miss the excitement.
What this is excitement right here. You don't get better than this on a Friday night,
Nope.
right? Wait till NBC gets a hold of this.
So well planned and thought out. Never a wrinkle in the plan.
How old is Justin?
What's that?
How old is Justin?
I'd say he's,
10 years younger?
probably, yeah.
At least.
32, 33,
Yeah.
15
years younger.
15, all right.
10 younger than me.
I still need to watch, the toys that made us. Okay, so he's saying right now he needs to watch the toys that made us. That's okay, because I've actually thought about you when we did this, and I'm not going to spoil it. So let's get started. Let's kill the music DJ. All right. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to Ottos Grotto, all things geek and unique, featuring 3 Men in a Basement. Tonight we are live on Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with the 3 Men in the Basement. I am your host. I am Everett Otto. This is my grotto. To my right, I have the co-host, Mr. Roger Levesque, all right? The Lando, the domino of this X Factor.
That's right. I'm lucky.
Who's the guy? Ned? No, who's the guy? Shatterstar? No, the guy that died. No, well, they all died. Peter. And in the back we have... Peter lived, that's right.
For a little while.
Yeah, for a little while. Spoiler if you haven't seen it. In the back we have the executive producer hanging out. He'll be taking care of the chat, trying to figure out what's going on and taking care of some books. We do have the GF in the house from the studio audience. She's here to join us tonight.
Today's episode
having
is
a great time.
She's got the cheaters on too.
Yeah, I know. So tonight we are filmed in front of a studio audience. So welcome everybody. It is summertime here in the Northeast, and it is getting hot in the grotto.
I'm not taking my shirt off yet.
That's right. So
thank God.
Our libations today are brought to us by Backy's Ale. They've got some great ales right now. We've got a few beers that we're sipping on. So we've got Ice Cream Man. We've got Pallet Mallet. Oh, we got some good stuff right now. So we got a bunch of things we're going to talk about. I'm going to try to keep it spoiler free with the things I'm going to let you know. But I do want to give a bunch of shout outs. I want to give a huge shout out to my boy X Illusionary. He's absolutely killing the raffles right now. He's got some great stuff going on. I want to give a shout out to Girls Like Comics too. I just won a great book from her. She's running some great raffles. Gem Mint raffling off some big stuff. And I do want to give a shout out to our boy, Mr. Walkers, who's out in Las Vegas right now with the family. And he brought the family out there, which I give him mad props for.
He went to 6 comic shops.
He went to 6 comic shops. He actually sent me a DM of some book that he picked up, a bit Knights Avengers Key. And I just won a book, Amazing Spider-Man number 10, which I'm a huge fan of, and I can't wait to show that to everybody. From X, and Mr. Walkers and I were talking about it, so he gave me some good luck. I ended up winning it. The problem is it's coming from Canada. Boy, your people don't ship quickly.
What's wrong with Canada?
There's nothing wrong. You're just
you won a book. You're so. You're bitching about
it's not shipping. It's
the people. It's just
it's the postal service. It's a process, right? It's a process.
The United States side.
It's not the United States side. Okay, right. So so those are the shout outs I want to give. So our topics tonight are going to be a little bit of Deadpool 2, actually a lot of Deadpool 2, a little bit of ASM800 because none of us read it. We'll talk a little bit about the variants. I do want to talk about the toys that made us. One of their newest episodes was the Transformers, and I'm just going to talk about that in the Marvel Comics point of view. I've got some recent pickups. Shortbox Bernie, as he's been deemed. Who actually started calling you that?
Walkers.
Walkers or Deadpoolica? Walker's in, okay. And then Roger's got his variants that he wants to show off. So we're going to spend the next 60 to 75 minutes talking about comics. So if you're watching this on a replay on YouTube, please give us some likes, give us some shares, give us some comments. We're all about the comments. We like interacting with everybody, and we're trying to build up the subscribership and the comments. So on Instagram, I am Everett Otto. On Instagram, you are
at Roger Levesque.
And the executive producer is
1869.
Right. So please follow us on Instagram. This is where this all stemmed from. So that being said, Deadpool 2. All right. Deadpool 2, we actually saw on a Friday night. Right. Yeah. We went at a 10:30 show, and I'm just surprised that we stayed up for it. You know,
I'm surprised you stayed up for it.
I was two monsters deep.
I was ready to bring whiskey.
Really excited for it. And you know, I also have, but when I see a number, when I see number 2, when I go to a second episode or a second movie in a trilogy, I'm always nervous that it's not going to live up to the hype. You know what I mean? And
you're always nervous when there's a sequel.
Yeah, and going into this, I really had that. I mean, how many times can he rephrase the F-bomb, or how many times can he do it? Well, he did it great, you know. And I'm just going to talk about the 5 things that I liked real quick. First and foremost, I thought Domino stole the movie.
Yeah, especially the beginning of it.
The beginning of it, right?
First half of the movie definitely went to Domino.
Yes, definitely went to Domino. I thought it was great how they went back and forth about how luck isn't a superpower. Yes, and he's like, yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Just going to go with yes,
right,
it is.
Yes, it is. And then she ends up surviving when they jump off the plane. So, you know, and everybody else dies, right?
You would have known about the crosswind.
Everybody
knew about the crosswind.
Right. Spoiler. Yeah, so we're going to feel like it. Well, first and foremost, if we are going to spoil Deadpool, if you haven't seen it by now, please stop watching because you're not really a comic book fan, and I hate to say that. Don't want to single anybody out, but we're all about the comics and all about the geek culture. So I thought Domino stole the show. I thought, and I whacked Roger in the arm, I was surprised I didn't give him Black and Blue, when I heard Black Tom Cassidy, because I'm a huge Juggernaut fan. And when you hear Black Tom Cassidy, you better believe the Juggernaut isn't far behind. And I only heard, at one point, one comment about the Juggernaut being in the film, so I didn't really take it too seriously. But then when I heard Black Tom Cassidy, I said, Juggernaut is all in on this movie. I thought the fight between him and Colossus was very real. And Colossus is nowhere near the strength of Juggernaut, but Colossus is so proud in himself and his culture, and he believes in himself, that he has gone toe-to-toe many times. X-Men 102, X-Men 103, 2 of my favorite books, where they have gone toe-to-toe, and I think this was a good rendition of that fight, right? Yeah. You know?
And I think it's also funny that Black Tom got shot in the face right off the bat.
Yes.
As soon as I saw that,
you think you're going to make it
bigger. Like, dude, he's going to love this. Because I saw it on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw it, I couldn't spoil it for them.
Right.
You know, so I'm like waiting for them to go see it.
Exactly. So I thought that was great. Domino, Black Tom Cassidy, Shatterstar. Here's what I like and I don't like. We had a lot of hype about it. His book spiked. Then he died. Now nobody else cares about his first appearance, right? Like, that was the biggest peak and shot. Like, I would love to check Comics MV about how that book spiked for all of 4 weeks and then dropped. I know my good friend KP Henderson stole his 9.8. He had a 9.8 first appearance. What did he didn't sell it?
No, he didn't sell it for the price.
Oh, he didn't sell it, but what he was selling it for, but it must have been close to, because whatever.
I don't think so, he said far, far less.
All right, far less, but
he's also that's also not his first true appearance.
Well,
that's like in an ad.
In the ad, right? Exactly. So
I don't go with that.
Well, what you go with it, what everybody else goes with, I don't know. But anyway, so it was a 9.8. It really spiked, so it went up and down on Comics MV. So if you bought it, good for you at a high grade. If you don't, oh well. And I did like the fact that they threw Brad Pitt out as a Vanisher, and then he died. Which I didn't realize that he was cast.
He was supposed to be cast.
Supposed to be as Cable. So
he had to. But the thing is, he didn't get fired. He had to walk away.
He had to walk away. Right? He couldn't have done it.
That's why
he didn't. They agreed upon it before they even started.
Yes, right. So I get that.
So they threw him in there as the invisible.
Yeah, that's a Vanisher, right? That's a Vanisher.
You only saw him when he got electrocuted.
Vanisher's first appearance.
X-Men number 2. Right, there we go. So, but I don't know if that was the same. That must have been the same Vanisher. So anyway.
Same with Matt Damon.
Yes, exactly.
Talking about the right way to use toilet paper.
Yeah.
The refresher.
So those are my 5 things. I know you've got a little bit more in-depth stuff. Roger actually did his homework. See, this is why Roger is a good co-host, because after he went home, after he poured himself a huge glass of whiskey, I'm sure,
yes.
you wrote all this down so
all
you
the
wouldn't
stuff
forget.
that I picked up,
All right.
not only from the stuff that I thought was cool about the movie, but the connections to other movies.
Yep.
All the stuff that he brought. The Easter egg, the stuff he brought up about movies that Josh Brolin's been in before.
Yep.
And he's in currently stuff that is links to pop culture.
Right.
And anything that I can remember, and I'm sure I missed some shit, and I can't wait to see it again.
Okay.
First of all, one of the things when we went to go see it, we walk out of the theater,
and I was being honest with him.
Everett
I was being
honest.
honest.
What do you think? I said it was phenomenal. He goes, I think it kind of had a slow start. And I'm like, the first 5 minutes was Deadpool killing 1,000 people. That's too slow of a start for you? And he goes, oh, you're right.
You're right. And I do agree with that. But I will say this. On Jem Mitchell, I was listening to my boy Milton the Manimal, and he did say it kind of started slow, too. So I don't know if him and I were on the same page as this. But
you could have started any faster.
I know you could have started any faster, but I'm saying it was...
Popping out of a coffin.
Popping out of a coffin. You're right. So I don't know what I meant. You know what? I should say this. Maybe my verbiage was wrong. But I don't know what I meant about starting slow. Maybe it was...
Maybe after that?
I know that. I can't even use the word slow. Okay, so anyway. So, yep. So we had a big laugh on that. What did you write about
So
this?
I loved the Wolverine music box. As you're going, it said brought to you by the studio that killed Wolverine.
Yes, right.
He goes to blow himself up, and you got the Wolverine music box spinning around with Wolverine having the stakes through his heart playing, Air Supply.
Yeah.
Freaking hysterical.
Love it.
When he goes back to Blind Al's apartment, and he breaks open the floorboard and finds the 2 kilos of coke and the cure for blindness right next to it. I mean, are you kidding me? That's genius.
Genius in the first movie, right?
Then he takes, before he goes, if you didn't see the first one,
right? When
he takes off and he tells Blind Al, by the way, there's 2 kilos of coke and the cure for right next to the cure for blindness in somewhere in the apartment. Good luck. And he takes the coke, shoves it in his mask, breaks it, and does a Tony
like LeBron James, right?
And then he gets his hands in the air like LeBron James.
Yeah, right.
All those things that pop culture I just think it's genius.
Genius.
Back to Domino, I think she definitely stole a big part of the movie. Freaking hysterical when he called her Black Domino. She came out dressed in the leather.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you, a Black Domino?
Yeah.
I mean, Black Widow? I mean, I don't know if anybody else caught that.
Yeah.
They called her Black Widow. Cable comes out. What is he? He's like, you're so dark. You sure you're not from the DC universe?
Yeah.
Stuff just killing me. And I know you missed stuff because you're laughing and the stuff just keeps coming out.
Right. Since you're laughing, you don't hear the jab underneath it. Right.
Or he calls him the grumpy old fuck with the Winter Soldier on. Then they go to fight each other, and he's like, give me your best shot, One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, the Goonies.
The Goonies, One-Eyed Willie. Yes,
you're
right.
You're a teenager.
Yes.
How do you not pick that up? It's hysterical. And not only that with the Goonies, later on in the movie, he's sitting on the couch wearing the freaking shirt that Chunk wore on the Goonies.
Yeah, unbelievable.
The flower shirt. I mean, I don't know if they do it as a jab because he's ashamed of Goonies.
No.
Or he looks at him and says, "Zip it, Thanos."
Yeah, right. That was good.
That's hysterical.
That was good.
When he was sitting on the couch with the little feet and he's talking to Cable and he said it's like a fatal attraction.
Yes.
Come on.
Right.
I mean,
that scene was really like
stuff. It was very bizarre.
That was very bizarre.
Then he did the Basic Instinct where he uncrossed his leg and then he recrossed it, and everybody's like, "Oh."
Yeah, you're like, "My God."
Oh. Can you cover that up?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff is hysterical. You brought up how X-Force dies.
Yeah.
Apparently that's the way it happened in the book too. Like X-Force number 1 went out and like almost all died.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Some of the stuff some of it's thrown in there just as an homage.
Right.
So Essex House of Mutant Rehabilitation.
Okay.
Where the guy Mr. Sinister's name was Essex.
Yes.
Okay.
See, you really did your homework on this, dude.
Because I've been waiting for Mr. Sinister to come out.
Yes, I agree with you.
Remember, I've been looking,
How many copies of the first appearance you sitting on? Like 3 or 4?
3.
3.
And
4
because it's just they kind of hinted towards it. The end of some of the X-Men movies.
Yep.
And then you see the Essex.
Yes.
The Essex Corporation.
I missed that part.
So I mean, is the headmaster the guy who turns into Mr. Sinister?
Okay.
I don't. Did he survive doping to running him over?
Right. Exactly.
I don't know.
Right.
Know?
Yep. Okay.
And then on the walls in the building, you saw the end day is coming.
Okay.
Do you have any? I didn't have any idea what that was, so I just kind of looked into it.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a story about M-Day, and the person who revives the mutants through M-Day is Cable's daughter, who he references.
Hope Summers.
Hope Summers,
yes.
He says at the end that his daughter, Hope.
Yep.
Even though it's not technically his daughter, she has something to do with the story of M-Day or whatever. But in that home, Essex home, they had there were flyers on it about Dopinder. I love Dopinder.
Dopinder's so great. Like Dopinder's great. Like how they wrote him in is just phenomenal. Like
he calls him Brown Panther.
Yeah, he calls him Brown Panther. But did they reference? Did they say what he did with his?
No. They never once said what he did with the guy.
When Peter interviewed for the job.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't have any.
Dopinder was in the back.
He's like, jeez, and he throws all the bottles down. Yeah. He's like, I just answered the ad. He goes, all right, you're hired. Son of a.
Right.
Dopinder throws stuff down.
Great. Great character. So I think a lot of this is so funny because these are characters that this is a well-written series, right? Like, this isn't just thrown together.
They're not accidentally throwing this pop culture stuff in there.
Yes, exactly. I mean, these
Everybody
writers...
that makes money off this should be bowing down to Ryan Reynolds for bringing us in.
Right? And I also agree that they did their homework on this well that they reference... You're digging in deep for this stuff. Deep comic stuff. And that's what I think is great. That's what I think we appreciate as comic book fans. So, yeah, man, keep going. You got some good stuff.
Did you pick up on... So on Dopinder's taxi, it says Alpha Flight.
Yes, I did see that, the Alpha Flight.
But it shows it like it's an airline.
An airline, Alpha Flight airplane.
You never know.
Right, I think I'm actually on that one too.
I'd like to see some Canadian people.
Yeah, no, Alpha Flight, we would love to see it. John Byrne, Alpha Flight, X-Men 109, X-Men 120, 121, first appearance of Alpha Flight. However they integrate that, I think would be great. Go ahead.
Then Juggernaut comes out. And he spends the first, 5 minutes telling him how much of a fan he is?
Yeah.
Then he starts naming, you were an X-Men 130. He names off all the X-Men books that he made appearances. That's freaking genius. That is so well written. And then I laughed at this. I don't think you picked it up until I explained it to you. Is when he jumps on top of Juggernaut and he's like, "Hey, big guy," and his son is getting.
Yes, I didn't catch that at all. I get 100%. 100% didn't catch this one.
And the reason that sticks out is in Thor Ragnarok when I see Thor trying to do that to the Hulk because that's what the Black Widow did to the Hulk.
Yes, right.
And to see Thor going, "Hey, big guy, the son's getting." I just thought it was funny. He's not going to work. He's Thor. So to listen to Deadpool try to do it to Juggernaut had me peeing myself.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with that. I mean, I didn't see that. But again, I think this is what goes into it. And Bertie, maybe you'll agree with this. The jokes are coming so quickly. Like, that this is a movie that you could watch almost audio through your headphones.
Just listen to it.
You can just listen to it and listen to all these one-liners because you miss so many one-liners. You know what I mean? Did the GF go with you that night? Did you go see it? She did. Did you like it? You did, okay. So there we go. So now we've got a female's point of view. So, hey, listen, 3 Men in the Basement, we do have a lovely lady hanging out with us. I don't know how many other comic shows can say that.
The great part of that fourth wall barrier is he's able to reference the comics.
Yes.
They bring up how Juggernaut, Professor X are brothers. The movies, they can't really say that out loud because they can't talk to us.
Correct.
He gets away with being able to reference the comics that they get this stuff from. Yeah. I love the Flashdance poster with the bullets coming
Love
out.
it. Great. Yep.
He did a bunch of artist shout-outs. So he called when he went to go kill the Chinese guy, and he called himself Gale.
Yeah.
Gail Summers, who writes for Gail Simmons, who writes for Deadpool.
Okay.
And then the highway when they did the chase scene was Gary Dugan Highway.
Yes, gotcha.
Okay.
Liefeld got pissed.
And I love
the best
one. The best one was a hack artist that can't draw feet.
You call him a hack artist?
Yes.
You call him a hack artist. Okay.
Hack artist who can't draw feet.
Liefeld responded.
He did.
Okay, yes.
He didn't know it was in there?
I don't know if he knew it.
I did see him had like a video or something like that that said, I wasn't the only artist. Look back then. There was a lot of missing feet. He got real defensive about it. Lighten up, Nancy. Okay? It's a joke. You're not the only one who got made fun of.
And honestly, I have a Deadpool blank cover. Despicable Deadpool 300 blank cover. I may have Liefeld just draw feet.
I love it. That's a great idea.
That's funny.
That's a great idea. Let me give a couple shout-outs right now.
You can draw feet.
I know. Show everybody you can add. And now you have that signed by him. Comes back in 9/8. So right now we got Deadpool hanging out in the live chat. We got Doomsday Comics. I know Nemesis Prime is on. We got Mr. J was in there too. So thank you very much for watching, guys. You know what I mean? We're 20 minutes into it. We still got some more stuff to go.
I'll try to hurry up.
No, it's okay. Take your time. Right, what else are we going to do tonight?
All right. So I love how they did the homage to the different costumes.
Yes.
The yellow jersey. There was a
yellow
half shirt.
Jersey.
Okay, and all gray.
All gray. Now, a lot of people didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Bernie, did you catch that?
I didn't catch the X-Force.
You didn't catch the X-Force
suit.
I loved
it when he came up, and his suit was all gray, and he had that. It was that X-Force run where they all had.
I thought that was great. That was great.
I had the X-Force run, but I just.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was well done. I love. It wasn't like he changed outfits. It was through the explosions, everything. A little Easter egg.
Yeah.
They put that.
So give us some thumbs up. Give us some likes if you like that gray suit because I really like that. Yeah. That was really cool.
I love how the cast from Dark Phoenix was in the den.
Yeah.
He's like, there's only you guys here. There's nobody ever in the mansion.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you look up and there's the whole cast standing there.
Sitting right there.
And Beast just goes over and shuts the door slowly.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Love it.
Black Tom shot in the face. We were talking about Damon, Brad Pitt. One-liners.
Right.
Just a couple I remember. When he put the thing on for...
Cerebro?
Yeah, it smells like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Or the fact that he's driving around in the
wheelchair.
The wheelchair, great.
I was trying for blindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I was fighting a Kate Badass, and I found out his mom's name was Martha, too. Genius.
Oh, my God.
And the balls it takes to do that.
Yes, exactly. To put that out there in Hollywood.
They're not happy about it.
Yep.
When he put that collar on, I'm just a useless guy with cancer. Give me a bow and arrow, and I'm basically Hawkeye. Poor Hawkeye.
Poor Hawkeye.
Remember he signed a cereal box? He signed it Ryan Reynolds?
Yep. I do like that.
And then, how about this one? When he's trying to get Colossus.
Yeah.
And he's standing outside the house with the boombox in the air.
Yes.
Do you remember what movie that's
Say
from?
anything.
Say anything.
Say anything.
John
right?
Cusack.
John Cusack got his best right there. John Cusack got his best. Oh my God.
And then post-credit scenes.
Right.
I mean, they couldn't have been any more well done. He saves Vanessa.
Yeah.
Kills. He pops into the movie Origins. Don't scratch me. Just fixing some stuff.
Yeah.
Wolverine standing there.
Kills him.
Kills that guy. Goes back. Kills himself. Kills Ryan Reynolds as he's reading the Green Lantern script.
And then what does he say? He says, "You're welcome, Canada," or something like that. Yeah.
And I love that he goes back and saves Boo Bear. He's like,
yes.
"Stay away, Boo Bear. Stay away." I don't know. I mean, I don't know why he didn't save any of the rest of this X-Force.
I don't know.
And some critics will say, "Well, did the movie really happen? Now he went back in time and changed everything." Looking too far into it. I mean, it was hysterical.
It was hysterical.
The stuff that I can't wait to watch it again. This list will probably double.
Right.
The stuff that I missed between us laughing.
No, I agree with you.
The girl a couple seats over giggling.
Yeah, I know. So I definitely liked it. I thought Megasonic Teenage Warhead was a great character. Monster Magnet was a band that actually came out with that and stuff like that. So that was really cool. She had the girlfriend.
Yeah, we never figured out who she was. What they called her was the same name as that
Pat, do you remember
girl
that?
from Wolverine.
Wolverine's old girl.
Yeah, the Wolverine, the one with the sword there.
Right.
Surge.
They called her Mariko. She was. I didn't catch that. If they did. York. All right.
The one that was helping him save that girl.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
She's supposed to be Surge.
Yeah,
Surge,
that's what they're saying. They're like, okay, well, you gave us a name of one character and a power of a different character, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, Justin just said that was his pride to say he definitely needs to see it again. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so no, all these things were great. I mean, I think it was fun. It's definitely high rewatchability when we talk about movies. Okay.
Yes, I rewatched it on the way up to me.
You did. How'd you watch that?
Well, Jeff was driving.
Oh, really? What'd you do? Record it on your phone or something?
Yes, I put it right in the cup holder.
You did? That's a great idea,
I got that idea.
I don't know.
The price of movies goes up.
I don't know. So, definitely high rewatchability with Deadpool 2. Ottos Grotto. I gave it a 9.4. What did you give it?
Yeah, I think it's about good. 9.4.
9.4. Patrick, what'd you give it?
9.4 with a feed sketch from Lifeboat.
Didn't you give me a meh?
No, I gave it a 9.4. I gave it a 9.4.
No, but when I said 9.4 because I saw it first.
Yes.
You said meh.
Well, I don't know if I gave it a meh because I hadn't seen it yet. Yeah. But I don't know if the meh was because I was mad that you saw it. But I definitely gave you the meh.
It's not the movie's fault.
Right.
But my only thing is the first one, you didn't expect all this.
Correct. The first one wasn't supposed to be this good, right? That's
the second one. You knew it was going to be fun.
Right. And I'm just
it's not the movie's fault.
But the connections that they made.
The connections were great.
It's so well written.
Right.
So well written.
So, and I'm just going to say this. So, what I equate this to, which is very difficult, and I'm not saying that this is it. The Lord of the Rings, I know you guys don't watch it. The first three were absolutely fantastic. Peter Jackson. No, yeah, it's the dragons. But Peter Jackson took Lord of the Rings to such a high standard that when he came out with The Hobbit, it just wasn't half as good because you had already seen all this stuff. So it's almost like the same thing. And I know this is kind of. I shouldn't see it. No, you should see Lord of the Rings, all three of them, extended versions, and then you see
There's three of them.
Yes, my God, Lord of the Rings, Return of the Trilogy. Yes,
like a fun kind of street movies.
Oh my God, it's 12 hours extended. I got them all. But anyway,
you own them?
Yes, I have them. Oh my God. So anyway, so that is our take on Deadpool 2, and we're just going to move on from there. So we are going to talk about the biggest comic that hit this week, ASM800. I have not read it.
No, I haven't gotten to read it yet either.
Negative.
Did the honorary fourth member read ASM 800? Justin, have you read it yet? Waiting to hear back what he says. So we haven't read it.
Fun of your Lord of the Rings fan.
All of a sudden. So no. So I have not read it. This week I was kind of on a lull for all.
I read the spoilers and I know kind of what.
Yeah, I don't want to throw out the spoilers right there. I'd like to read it. I did think that the build up to this. I thought the build-up to this was much better than what we're actually getting. I saw a lot of the variants. Right, a lot of potential for a letdown. I liked a lot of the Romita variants. There were two that I wanted to pick up. I picked up one of them. Bernie 1869 has a Delato that he's trying to push on me for a decent price, so maybe I'll pick that up off him. But so I don't know if definitely the hype ended up to where it was, but I do want to give Dan Slott all the props in the world because he took this series and ran with it for years. Great writing, great comic book stories. That's really all I'm going to say about that. And I'm very excited. I'm actually very, very excited for his relaunch of the Fantastic Four. I think this is great. This is Marvel when it first began. Now we've got a great writer going to rewrite this and see what it is. So I'm very excited. I'm all in on the Dan Slott Fantastic Four.
It's hard to be excited when they just started rewriting everything last year.
Yeah.
It seems like.
So.
No, but if you notice, a lot of their new covers, the variants, but they're keeping that legacy number underneath.
Okay. That's
so
interesting.
Kind of like what they did 15 years ago.
Right.
You know, but I mean, at least they're, I don't know.
Well, we have to see what happens.
Like action went back to the numbering after the new 52.
Right. So ASM 800, although I thought we were going to talk about it, we really haven't read it, so maybe in a month we'll get back to you. We'll figure it out. If you've been watching us, you have seen that we have showed a lot of the variant covers. The Clayton Cranes and Alex Rosses, the versions and all that other stuff. So we've got some good stuff. A lot of the 1/100s are going for money. And I think the 1/100s versions are going to stay there. I don't think the prices are going to dip.
Because you're already paying so much to get them.
Like the 798.
798, yeah, not the 800.
Yeah, not the 800. 798 and 7 the other one. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about for those two. Maybe we're going to go into some recent pickups. Shortbox Bernie.
I'm up already.
You're up already. Recent pickups. Shortbox Bernie sent me a text the other day. What's that? Yeah. Shortbox Bernie sent me a text the other day. Said, we better go live. If not, I'm going to be called Longbox Bernie. And I said, take it easy, partner. I don't know about that.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, so here's your short box. No,
Raj.
all right. No fancy short box this time.
No fancy short. No, nothing monogrammed.
Roger, you're gonna have to show these things in front.
You couldn't fit anymore.
Everett doesn't want to zoom. This thing is filled to the brim. No, but I want to show this.
Oh, I will.
I want to show some stuff. Okay. So I'm a member of the Comic Mint. They put out a lot of store variants.
Yeah.
You're
an important guy.
They have the Comic Mint box. So this was the April box.
Okay.
They didn't come out with the May one because they're moving stores in Stanford. But this guy, Marco Folletta.
Oh, you're already on.
Yes, I think I'm on. So that's the box that was shipped in.
Really? Art, and it says art by Marco Folletta on the back.
Yes, show the back.
Wow.
And he just showed a picture on the group of him hanging out with Mattina and Lucio Perillo.
Really?
So this is you pay $34.95 for 10 books.
Okay.
And he fills it with whatever he thinks he's gonna
make the most money on.
Well, or whatever he thinks he's gonna get repeat buyers also.
Really?
I mean, he doesn't just want to. It's not a one-time deal, so he wants to put some stuff. All right, so
what do we got?
ASM $7.98. Javi Garone.
Let's see that
Young
one.
Guns.
Young Guns Virgin variant.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, these were all in this box?
These were all in this box. Yes.
Okay.
Venomized, number 1, the Clayton
Roger,
Crane
Marco.
variant, which I like.
Yeah.
I really like that. This one, Roger, you showed last episode.
Yeah, and it turns out I bought 3 of them.
Yes.
Because I saw it in
And
3
that's
different
kinda
places
like
and
my
forgot that I
second.
bought
Did
it.
you really?
This is actually the dud of the group, in my opinion.
Okay.
Although I do like David Finch as
The
an
daughter
artist.
of the group?
Yeah. You like Finch, too.
I do
Finch
like
is going to
Finch,
be in
but
Baltimore.
I don't think that book, that to me, that's the dud of the
Yeah. Okay.
group. First Pickle Rick.
Where's Pickle Rick?
Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick.
First variant.
Did you
Pickle
pick that
Rick.
up?
No.
No.
I just wanted
But
the
that's not
cover
the...
swipe.
Oh, I thought that was a cover swipe. I'm sorry.
Well, that's
Another-
the Virgin. That's the only. And I've been
another
picking
Young
up the
Guns.
Virgin variants, but I missed this one, so I'm glad I got it.
Another Young Guns.
Matina.
Phone was fake.
I don't know. It's not the best Matina. This is actually the second dud of the group, but this is Clayton Crane though, so
Dud.
I
I thought you said daughter.
dud.
Something wrong with that cover? Yeah.
It's a nice book.
I like that.
I love this second print of Venom by Marco Cicchetto.
Really? Oh, you are just...
And then we got the Matina
Oh,
Virgin.
Hawkeye. I like this.
Matina
Is
Virgin.
this for sale right here?
That is negative. That's my only copy.
Maybe it will be by the end of the night.
That is negative.
All right, so that was the Comic Mint box.
That's pretty cool.
I'm waiting. I will subscribe to the next ones once they did a move because logistics and
You're a
stuff.
subscriber. You're a subscriber. I like it.
Well, I have
All right, so let's...
short box.
Okay, now, how long has this been right here at Short Box Burgers?
When was our last show?
Jeez, 3 weeks ago, maybe?
All right, so this has been 3 weeks.
This is 3
Top
weeks.
10.
I had to go up to Maine.
Oh, that's right. So I just wanted to tell you, remember when you said Casablanca and Portland moved?
It's moving.
They moved to
Same
the
building.
location, but that location was the vinyl shop that I went to last time. So it was like
Yes.
a vinyl shop, so it's kind of
So
like
they
in
have
the
a bigger-
basement.
Casablanca Comics, I'm sure Depulka knows.
Yep.
Depulka's from like Massachusetts, but
Yeah.
I think he knows about it.
He knows about it. He's in the Northeast,
He's in
He's
the
in the North.
North.
He's always around that guy, He's always around.
So I went there, but did I tell you what I asked them? They're like, I went to the Wyndham store
Yes.
up by my cabin.
Okay.
Guy goes, oh yeah, the Portland store is moving. Same building, but downstairs.
Yes, right.
I go, oh, you have a moving sale?
And they should, right?
That's just what I asked.
Art didn't
They
have
should.
a open sale.
No, I
No,
can
no.
never.
Well, I mean, I just asked. And he may say yes.
Who knows?
You
Maybe.
need help moving? I work
Right.
for books. I mean, just a simple
I
question.
love it. All right, so what do we got?
So what did I get from there? All right, Jesus. I had all these Michael Turners for $1.
All these.
Christmas.
9 Michael Turners.
Fathoms?
Yeah, but for $1, and they usually
Look at
show.
that.
Look at that. Look
Look at
how
that.
clean that spine
That's
is.
a nice looking book right
That
there.
is, I mean,
That's a nice
so-
looking book. Now,
Couple of these-
who prints these Fathom? What's this? This Top Cow?
Top Cow Image.
Yeah.
That I think that was. There's a couple that
These
were.
are nice Mylars, too.
Are those
Yes.
originals or are they reprints after he's gone
No,
by
no.
that other company?
I mean, they're usually when you find them in the dollar bin, but they're beat up. But that black cover, that's if that doesn't get
nice.
9.8, I don't know.
Sending it in?
No.
After he presses it. Will you sell me that presser?
If
No.
I was a
Come
company
on!
that
I've asked you 3 times to sell me
I'm
something right now. You
sending
haven't said
it.
yes.
All right. So then I got
You got some old
2 old
Batman. Huh?
Batmans.
How you doing on your Batman run? Oh, this
These
is
are
great.
actually not in my Batman run because I
Okay.
want 200 through. These were below 200.
There we go.
161
Yeah,
cover detached bottom staple
yeah, it's okay. Great classic covers.
and 157.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes. So that
Special new Mad Hatter adventure. Wow,
was-
very
and
cool.
Batmite.
Batmite, love it. I like the Batcopter too. The solo little Batcopter.
Yes.
That's classic right there.
Then what else did I get? Oh, Astro City #1, which is a hot book.
Okay, don't know too much about
just,
that.
I think they're coming out with a movie or
Short
TV
Box
show.
Birdie, we got Randy on it. Mr. Walker's is online right now.
This
This guy's
Mr.
in
Walker-
Vegas and he's watching us.
I know, but I give him a huge shout out, Randy. I gave you a huge shout out in the beginning. I hope you're having a great time in Vegas. Congratulations on your daughter graduating high school with a great
Another
accomplishment.
first normie.
Which one? Another first Norway. God, I'm sick of that book.
All right, so then
Old news.
Oh,
then I go to this store that's in the town, like a local shop. It's called Dragon's Lair. They're more of like a card game place.
Yes, right. We used to have one here.
Yes. So I found all these books for cover, except for 3 books I found for $1 off of cover.
Say it ain't.
So Spawn Kills Everyone, which is not a big book.
Right.
It's just,
okay.
I had one other cover. I need this cover.
Okay.
A Matina Spawn, which $1 off cover I'll take.
All right.
But then this one, Roger. Take it easy.
Boom goes the dynamite.
$2.99.
Yep.
You found this for $2.99 now?
Yes. And I think it's like a $15 to $20 book.
For silk?
Yeah. Is that what it first silk?
Yeah,
right.
Spider-Man 4.
Yep. Jeez. That's what happens when you get, see, when you got time to go digging through log boxes, a girlfriend who will do it too.
Yeah, a girlfriend will sit there while I do it.
Right, you do it right.
Just wait till you keel over so she can sell all of
them. Yeah.
And then I found all these for cover. All these.
Yeah.
All these.
You found those in
Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man. $7.89.
Yeah.
That's the Jamaican version.
$7.90. $7.95,
love
which
it,
I think
it.
is a big book.
Yeah, $7.95.
$7.96.
Yep. Oh, so we're getting up there.
$7.97.
Yeah.
And then $7.98 the print run.
$7.98.
Crazy, but whatever.
Wow.
So I found all those at cover.
These are already bagged and boarded. Did you do this in the car?
Yes. No, I do that.
You bought them that way.
Ice Cream Man.
Ice Cream Man. We're drinking that IPA tonight.
Yeah, oh my God.
I found 2 copies of these at cover price.
Yeah, did you really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. There we go. All right.
Infidel number 1. 2 copies.
We just got TiVo just jumped online. He said he wants me to give him that FF50. TiVo, that's from the KP Henderson pedigree run, right? So can't really give that one up.
All right, then what else did I get? All right, so that was it from that store. What
so you went to Casablanca.
Oh my God, Casablanca.
Right. Where else did we go?
Then these are all Matinas. Oh. Matina.
Oh my God.
Yes. Venom number 1. Donny Cates. Oh.
Call him Man Crush Burning.
All right.
Art had a new collection.
All right. So for you that don't know, Art is our local LCS. It's called the Eye Opener. He's an old, nice guy.
Buys collections.
Gives you pennies on the dollar.
Anything modern is covered.
Right. But he loves to go through it. So what do we get right there?
Wolverine. Early Wolverine. Early X-23 appearance.
Yeah.
Of, X-23. X-Men 450 and 451.
Mr. Walker's got to go. He's got to have dinner in Vegas. Thanks, Mr. Walker. Thanks for jumping in.
So then,
Deadpool will like this.
Mr. Walker, thanks again for that Spawn book, man.
Yeah.
Tell Deadpool, show this one for Deadpool.
Yeah.
I think
Deadpool, this one's for you, buddy.
So then I find these variants.
Bye-bye.
So that's just a Hasbro variant.
Yeah.
But then these 2, I did not realize, and I talked to that. So I get up there.
Go. Oh, boy.
J. Scott Campbell.
J. Scott Campbell. You got 2 of those?
I get up there, and Art charges $10 for variants. Whether it's a 1 in 50 or a 1 in open order variant, he charges $10.
Absolutely.
Usually I get it for $7. So he was going to give me the $7 deal. I said, even for these old ones?
Yeah.
He gives it to me for $5.
Nemesis Prime just said, kill me.
$5.
$5. What are those going for on eBay?
100 plus.
Oh my God! Tell one of me tonight. J. Scott
Very
Campbell.
rare. J. Scott Campbell, Adi Granoff.
And they were sitting right under our nose. See, if we had all day to go.
We had all day.
If we had all day.
And if we were Rain Man, we had to memorize
yeah.
This one, actually, this is another Deadpool shout out. Because
oh my God! You guys get more shout outs than us.
The only reason why I bought this was because I saw it on Deadpool's feed.
Oh my God!
It's an Adi Granoff too.
Yeah, what do we have
another
right
J. Scott Campbell. So,
listen, I'm not.
Dude, are you on the spectrum?
Even when I'm looking at stuff,
I don't even know. I can't remember all this.
He's Rain Man.
First Pairs of Hope Summers.
I do have that. I do have this.
Yes.
Finally, glad I have this. I did buy this whole run, the Messiah Complex. I did really enjoy this. I thought this was a great read. That's your boy, Mr. Sinister. That's your boy, Mr. Sinister. Dude, I'm a fan of Mr. Sinister. I'm a really huge fan of Mr. Sinister. I think they need to make it happen.
Yeah.
But I think this is a great book. All right, awesome.
Morbius needs to be in the movie too.
Yeah, we got 5 people on viewers right now. Okay, we want to give away.
We'll do a giveaway.
Oh,
it's a big one.
That's a big giveaway. That is a huge giveaway.
How are you gonna do the giveaway?
I don't know. How do you want to do it? I don't know.
You're giving that away?
I'm not going to give away. Yeah, I'm giving away this.
No, we're not going to give that away. All right, so here we have
Amazing Spider-Man
800. All right, Gomez. All right, here we go. Comic Collector. All right,
I got to think of this Art Germ 1 in 100 variant. I don't like.
No, he's not giving away those Campbells.
No.
All right.
Come up with the trivia question.
I can't go. I'm not that smart. I'm not that quick.
All right.
Hold on.
First appearance in this issue.
Yep. First appearance in that issue.
There is 2
There's
far as
2.
I'm concerned.
Okay, and that's ASM 800.
ASM
There's
800.
2 first appearances in ASM 800.
Both are kind of like redos.
Okay, they're like rehashes of them.
But I'm going to go with the first appearance of a new name for an old character.
All right. So we got a new name of a new character. If you can mention that, Bernie 1869 will give away this book. Rod, do you want to moderate it from the laptop?
Best Black Panther cover, Inyak Lee.
798. All right. We got nothing going on there for names. All right. So the question is who
has read ASM 800?
Yep. And if you have,
he calls himself a name.
Okay. And we don't know what it is yet. Okay.
Well, none of you.
I haven't read it yet. I don't know.
I read the spoilers.
I'm gonna have to pay $20 to get a copy of this.
I read the spoilers.
You did. Justin doesn't know.
He read the book.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He says, "I am something."
Okay. Randy's offline.
I am
Gomez.
something.
You know this. TiVo. Do you know this? Who knows this?
Oh! How did I forget this book? Oh, this is a Despicable Deadpool that I'm going to have Rob Liefeld draw feet on.
Let me see. Oh, it's a blank cover. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Just draw feet. Just draw anybody's feet.
Couple pair of feet.
All right.
Let people know you can draw feet.
All right. What's Justin just say? Did he answer it?
New Superior Spider-Man.
That's
not the one I was asking for.
Okay, negative. That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
There is no right answer.
There is a right answer. I believe that. So, okay, we got Jokers online right now. Awesome. Thank you for jumping on.
Campbell, 1 in 50 Venom.
Okay, let me see that one.
This guy, they had it priced at $59.99.
That is dope.
I wasn't paying $59.99 for it. I got it for $19.99.
All right.
Normie is kind of normie, but he calls himself something.
What does Normie call himself, Gomez? That's what we're looking for, right?
Yes.
Yes, that is it. You're on the right track. You're hot. It's like we were kids. You're closer.
Roger, can you...
No, I'm on it.
No, he's got what's this book right here?
Easy.
Oh, we know this book.
Oh,
we don't need to bring this book any closer.
That Girl 23.
Yeah.
Cover B. Goblin Child.
Is that it?
That's Goblin Child, yes.
That is it. Okay.
Nemesis got it.
Nemesis Prime wins it. Goblin Child. Really? Yes. That's what it is?
That's what he calls himself.
All right. So we're going to deliver that to him, right? We're not gonna...
We stopped at a store, 50 cents, first full night watch.
First full night watch.
Justin will like
that.
Justin will appreciate that. Spider-Man 99, not 97, but 99.
Oh, that's funny. That's a funny story right there.
I'll let you guys show your books.
Oh, that's funny.
It's going to be kind of light on
Ice Cream Man, I already showed that. Oh, second print of that.
Yeah, forget these.
You're a Kiss fan. You know that book?
Yes. That's the first appearance of Kiss in comic books.
First
right?
Cameo.
Oh, first cameo, not first full?
James stole the first full.
Oh, jeez.
Before they made their own book?
Yes. This is the first cameo.
Yep. I know that.
And James stole, and I love this cover, though.
You said you're giving that away?
No, I'm not giving that away. Yeah, jeez. Who do I gotta send that to?
Who do you think?
Justin.
The fourth man.
Justin, I'm saving on shipping.
You're saving on shipping.
He's coming to Connecticut.
Trust me, you got one coming eventually.
You'll get it in August.
There you go. August at Terrificon.
Awesome. All right. Well, you know what? Short Box Bernie doesn't Doesn't disappoint.
Does
Again, you don't disappoint.
These are all mine.
Yeah, my God.
I gotta get them all back in there.
Yeah, really.
Oh, did you already show that thing?
I gotta go.
All right. Short box morning doesn't disappoint. Another great haul that he shows right here in Ottos Grotto. So, you know what? Why don't I, Roger, if you mind if I do my hauls next?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I don't have many.
Kevin Henderson pedigree.
Yes. I really wish KP
Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. You know, and it was funny because I was kind of down in the dumps. And I was like, I haven't really gotten much. But then I was like, wait a second. These books came in. So I want to say something. My good friend Kevin Henderson, KP Henderson, is on Instagram right now. He's moving a lot of his books. And I said this on one of my posts. And if I offend anybody on Instagram, I don't care. Because Kevin is a great guy. He's selling his books way below GPA. In our private chat, he was telling us what people were trying to offer him for these books. Listen, lowball. Please listen to me, you guys. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. There's many, many people smarter than me. But I know the value of $1, and I know what these books cost, and our friends know what these books cost. Don't waste our time by lowballing us. I think everybody on Instagram, when we throw out our prices to sell our books, they are priced to sell, and they're usually below GPA because we don't want to put them on Facebook. So if you know people that are getting into the collecting business and you're like, okay, on eBay, that's another question. I don't mind. eBay is another thing. But on Instagram, when we're all private collectors, don't hit us with ridiculous lowball answers, okay? Lowball prices, because it's ridiculous. But that's my rant. That's my public service announcement. Yeah. Let me tell you what I picked up, all right? I picked up this FF50. Our boy TiVo would say anniversary edition. You would say Floating Head Friday book, right? This is a great book. This is a 7.5 FF50. This is the third book in the Galactus. The first appearance of Galactus and the Silver Surfer. This is a great book. Super high grades are very hard to find because it's a charcoal cover. But a 7.5 is a great grade for this book. And I really like this because my Fantastic Four 52, my first appearance of Black Panther, is a 7.5 also. Okay. So the middle book is the iconic cover of Fantastic Four, This Man, This Monster, where the Thing has got his head down. You know what I mean? That's a very iconic book. So if I can get all three of those, oh, dude, that would look nice, right? All three of those books, 50, 51, 52. Very linear. Very, very linear. As you guys know, I'm a linear collector, and that's the way I like to do it. So, you know, this book did come from the KP Henderson pedigree. So, also, these next three books are all the same character, all right? I've talked about this character before. I've talked about him at length, ad nauseum, and I probably believe that all three of us in this room are huge fans of this guy.
Negative.
You're not a fan of Terminator, Deathstroke?
Not as much as you.
Okay, you're right. All right, so we're all different levels, but I mean, right? So we're all huge. I'm a huge fan of Deathstroke. One of these? I did. I have it right here. So I did buy this book off Kevin, and this is Deathstroke the Terminator #1. This is from the KP Henderson pedigree. This is Deathstroke #198, signed by Mike Zeck. Great looking book.
Be a terrific on.
Who's going to be a terrific on.
I do like that Secret Wars.
That he's got a great signature. This signature is
right across the chest.
Tight in his chest on gold. Looks very, very sharp. 9.8 isn't too hard to find. Or not too hard to find, but you know it is a modern book, so you don't want this book anything less than that. So great book. Happy to have this book from the KP Henderson pedigree. So thank you very much. Now, you do? Okay. Yeah. Now, this is from the new 52 series. This is Deathstroke #1. This came back at a 9.8. Great, sick cover. I don't even know who did this cover, to be honest with you. But this is, who is that?
Your readers, huh?
I can't see it without my readers. I don't know that name right down there.
No, it's on the top, dude.
No. Oh, yeah.
Daniel Story. Tony Daniel.
Tony Daniel, yeah. Tony Daniel. Yeah, so he absolutely murdered this cover. Yeah. 9.8, great book. Great book to have. I'm psyched to have this.
I get the variant of that
one
too.
Do you really? Yeah, I think my boy Unimatrix Mono has it at a 9.9.
Yeah. No, that's the other one.
That's the other one he has.
The variant.
The Bronze Age one.
No, he's got
no. Yeah, he's got the new 52 at a 9.9. He's got two different
new 52s. This one and a variant.
Yeah.
One of them's in a 9.9.
Yeah,
I thought it was the Bronze Age.
No, he definitely has it in a 9.9. So anyway, really happy to have that. So my goal is to get all these books together. Now, if you've been following me, I have Teen Titans #2, which is one of my favorite books in my collection. Is it worth the most? Absolutely not. Does it mean the most to me? It absolutely does. because I have a raw copy that I bought when I was a kid, and I paid $12 for it when I was like 11 or 12 years old. And when you go to a comic show with $30 in your pocket, $12 is a huge part of your budget. So I bought it. I do have that book raw. It's signed by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. I did not have it CGC'd because, I'll tell you why, it's not in a great shape. I've had the books for 35 years. So it's not in great shape. However, it is one of my favorite books in my collection. So I bought a raw one. It came back in 8.0. It's okay, 8.0. So I want to give a huge shout out to Girls Like Comics too, because she gets her hands on these books quite often. I jumped in a raffle. It was a $10 raffle. I bought 2 spots. I'm not going to tell you which 2 they are. And I won. 9-6.
Again.
A 9-6. Again, right? So she actually joked about it. She's like, you have luck with this book, right? So this book came back in 9.6. Hopefully, I'll get this book in a 9.8. I have a raw one that's in really good shape. I'm going to send it to Chris Shaver. I'm going to send it out. Yes, sir. Question.
So you did not buy the one from...
I did not buy. I had a line on one from KP Henderson. He had a 9.6.
That he was selling with the group.
He was selling with the group.
Oh, so he broke up that...
He broke up that group for me just to show you what kind of a great guy he is. And I immediately texted him. I said, hey, dude.
I assumed when I saw that you had 2 9.6.
No, I don't have 2 9.6s. No.
I'm like, this guy really loves this book.
No, I do love this book, but I don't really have it. So I did win this book, 9.6. I have the 8.0. I have the double sig raw. I have another one getting sent out. Am I hoarding this book? I don't know. Will I end up with 9.2 to 9.8 of all this? I don't know either.
More Teddy Goodbye at Casey's Gold.
Yes, absolutely right. And a local shop has them both. So this is one of my favorite books of all time. Means the most to me. And then for a $20 investment, this is an absolutely great raffle win. Huge shout out to Girls Like Comics. This book did come from Canada. She made it absolutely as professional as she could be as far as giving me a No, what's that?
Didn't have trouble getting
No, it took a long time. That's my problem with Canada. Your people. It takes a long time.
You, it's the U.S. customs side.
Wait. Right. He's saying it took a long time for Canada.
Yeah.
What does he remember when we first started when we were shipping out books?
Right.
And the people were like,
oh, yeah. I'm one to talk, right, about shipping.
Pot, eat kettle.
Yeah, exactly. So those are my recent pickups.
It's the U.S. customs side.
Even Justin had to ask where the NYX3 was.
Yes, no, I gave it to him. So those are my 4 books that I picked up. So those are my recent pickups. So
I don't have anything as fancy.
I'm thinking quality over quantity. Yes. But now we're going to go see what Roger picked up. Roger picked up some great stuff, too.
So I probably should wait till I get to the other half of this, but I absolutely love this Midtown Comics variant. Venom and Spider-Man side by side, connected covers.
Yep.
Can we say the backstory behind this?
Sure. What do you...
That you knew about it and didn't tell any of us?
Listen. I buy on a weekly basis. I buy comics from Midtown.
Hey guys, by the way,
this happened to come out on Midtown.
Guys,
it's a $15 book, and these guys wanted me to buy 10 copies of it because
no, I didn't ask for a copy. Just a heads up that there is one.
Pat, there's a Matina variant that's coming out.
I got it.
Love it. I finally got this. Speaking of Canada, I picked this up. So I went on this. I don't spend a lot of time doing comics on Facebook.
Right.
There's this one site where he has these auctions, and they start at 25 cents, and they end up with 15 books for like $10 or whatever. So this was one of them. This is Civil War II, number 5. Here's Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, getting ready to whoop some butt. Wants to know.
I love that. I love
it. And next to Captain Canuck.
I love it.
Is he sitting next to Captain Canuck?
Yeah. No, you should put that next.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Okay.
This was another one. Add to my hip hop collection. I've been kind of slow on that since they're not making them anymore.
Yeah.
This was another one in that
It's
auction.
A great book.
I bought this for, I think, 75 cents.
Okay.
Micronauts number 1.
One of my favorite books of all time, and I'll tell not one of my favorite books. Well, one of my favorite books. I love the Micronauts. I grew up with the Micronauts. It's a Dave Cockrum cover. Dave Cockrum was one of my favorite. He's my one.
That's an iconic.
Hey, that is an iconic cover. That's Dave Cockrum at his finest. You know what I mean? Dave Cockrum, besides John Byrne, is one of my. He's probably 1 and 1A for favorite artists. I love that book. Congratulations on that.
75 cents.
75 cents. My
I
God.
couldn't believe it. I was
less
like,
than
$1.
Yeah, less than $1.
Less than $1. And I didn't even have to leave home there.
Yes.
Yes. And
this I love too.
Everybody knows I'm a sucker for cover swipes.
Yes.
I can't stop myself from buying them. This was also in that auction. I think I paid 25 cents for it. Love it. Supergirl. If I got to tell you what that's a cover swipe of,
yeah, forget it.
Probably wouldn't be watching the show.
Yeah, like don't watch. Yeah.
So this New Avengers. I can't remember what Spider-Man. I can't remember 347.
Alas,
right.
Yeah,
so it's the
Spider-Man.
Right.
Yes,
It's where Venom thinks he kills.
The original was actually an homage to Shakespeare.
Right.
Right.
And in that Spider-Man book, Spider-Man realizes that if he fakes his death, so Venom thinks he's dead, and leaves him alone. Venom decides he's dead. I'm going to stay on this beautiful island, Mom. But it's a cover swipe of that.
Okay.
He was on here before. A giant shout out to Mr. Wanders.
Huge.
This is my all-time favorite cover swipe. Change. I made a donation to the Lou Strong Foundation, and to help people with cancer. And it's just one of these IG, good karma.
What do we
type
say?
things.
Comic karma, right?
He was watching the show. Heard he made a comment how much I wanted this cover, and I just wasn't able to get my hands on it. And he sent me one, and I'm so forever thankful.
I'm thankful too.
Right. Absolutely.
So I didn't have to give him mine.
Right.
Well, I need one.
Finally got these.
I need one.
Coming in together.
Look at it coming in hot.
So,
They're not.
well, as I said, one of my favorite. I didn't get the third one yet. The third in this. So they had this set. They sold you Frankie's Comics, Unknown Comics.
KRS has the white.
Is it KRS? I thought it was Frankie's. So KRS has the white one. Still waiting for that to come in. These came in from Unknown. I finally got them. I know that when they shipped them, the stores got them and they were all ruined. So they had to destroy them and wait for the guy to reprint them. Freaking love them. I can't wait to get the third one.
That tongue though.
Yeah, that tongue though.
That's unbelievable.
And another cover swipe.
Yeah.
True Believers. Yeah, no, it's only $1 book, but
look at
it. It's actually it's a cover swipe, but there's no. It's True Believers, but there was no Venom Spider-Man book that looked like this.
Dude, you should have that submitted. Hold on a second. You should have that submitted.
That's
to go next to your 9.8 all day.
Yeah.
Because that's going to go next to your ASM800 9.8.
Should.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's linear. You don't get more linear than that. That's linear comic book collecting.
So, and then my last one is I love that. I love the Young Guns.
Roger, if you want to give away mine.
Oh, I got extras. Oh. So you bought more I got the Captain America 702 Young Guns, Pepe Larraz. Love these Young Guns covers. I've been trying to collect them as much as I can. I think Pat's got more than me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to.
I
leave work every Wednesday.
No.
So for anybody that's watching, that's part of our Illuminati group, I'm sending each of you guys one of these.
You really are?
Yeah. So these are yours, Everett.
Okay.
For you, I got two for Pat. And then all those guys, all the guys that are in our Illuminati books. As soon as I figure out the best way to ship them to you.
Yeah. You always got to send it to one. It's like a pay it forward kind of thing.
Yeah. So I got 10 of them at home, and you guys are going to get them.
Yeah.
And that's what I got.
All right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we're going on 57 minutes, and I think that's great. I'm going to wrap up with, I'm going to wrap up with a few things, but I do want to talk. Look at you are a generous guy, Roger.
He's not the Illuminati group.
Yeah, that's right. So, I don't know if you guys are watching, but as you watch Ottos Grotto, All Things Geek and Unique, I don't only talk about comic books. I always talk about my toys too, because I think the toys, geek culture, comic books, it all wraps hand in hand. When I got back into comic books on IG, I would buy my comic books, and then I saw X-Men. My boy X-Men from New Jersey, he would be posting his comic books with a figure. And then I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So now I'm buying Marvel Selects, and I'm putting them next to the toys. And then I'm pulling out my old Star Wars toys, putting them next to my figures. Then I'm buying the Batman Legos, putting them next to the books. And I'm just like, my God, I got Star Trek toys. I got toys all over the place. So I love my toys. Let's get that straight. And on Netflix, they have the show called The Toys That Made Us. And it is absolutely fantastic. I tagged them. I hope they're watching. It's just a great show. They get everybody involved with the stories. Season 1, they talked about the He-Man and the creation of He-Man and the comic books, and it's absolutely brilliant because these guys shot from the hip. They had a brilliant idea. They went up against the big-time money guys, and they shot from the hip. They sold it, and it worked.
Yeah.
And that was really, really cool.
They took a chance.
They took a chance, and you got to take chances. You got to think big. You got to think of the potential of this. So I was watching the second episode, which was the Transformers. Now, I'm not going to spoil it, but I am going to talk about the comic book aspect of the Transformers in the toys and the comic books, okay? So I know you watched some of it.
I did.
Okay? Now, I'm a huge Transformers fan. As you can see, this is my G1 Soundwave that my mother saved for me when I was a kid. This is my G1 Megatron toy that I have. I also have Galvatron right over there. I have Optimus Prime. In my grotto, if you watch one of my tour videos, I have all the Dinobots. I have Optimus Prime. These are figures that I bought, or toys that I bought when I was a kid. My mother, God rest her soul, passed away many, many years ago. But I was very fortunate that she saved all my Star Wars toys, all my Transformers toys. And I'm very grateful for that because I still have them. And I have the memories that come with them. So, that being said, what's very funny, let me tell you what's really funny about the Megatron when they talked about it. They're like, Megatron is a Walter P-35 pistol, right, like this. But in the show, in the cartoon, he's a giant Autobot. Then all of a sudden he transforms, and he's a little gun in Starscream's hand. You know what? Nobody asked any questions. You know what?
It's just magical.
It's just magical. It's the power of cartoons.
They just accepted that it happened.
Accepted it for what it was.
We're kids.
We're kids. We don't care, right?
Santa came
so, I'm going to bring up what Hasbro... I know. It just happened, right? How does he come down the fireplace?
It just happens. Magic.
Right. Exactly, right? Magic is very important. So, I do want to talk about what Hasbro did and Marvel Comics to bring the Transformers to life, okay? So the Transformers was obviously brought from Japan and a toy company called, was it Bandai, I think? No, Bandai was the GoBots.
Right.
And I can't think of the name offhand.
Sure,
but they brought it to Marvel Comics. And Jim Shooter, who was the Marvel editor at the time, thought it was absolutely brilliant, okay? He thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he said he transformed it right in front of them.
He transformed right in front of it. He goes...
I'm a 12-year-old boy. As soon as I saw it,
I want one. They didn't even look good. Like, if I were to transform Megatron, you'd be like, that's the stupidest thing ever. But it's a bot. It's an 80s. It's a bot. So Jim Shooter came up with the backstory. He came up with the idea of Megatron, Cybertron, and Optimus Prime, who are the leaders of... I rephrase that. He came up with the Autobots, the Decepticons, and Cybertron. That's what he came up with. Then he wanted to go to his Marvel bullpen and figure out who he could help, who would help him develop this story. Okay,
they needed to create
the backstory. So first he went to Denny O'Neil. We know Denny O'Neil is an iconic writer. He goes, I don't want any part of this. Batman, Daredevil, stuff like this. Because at the time,
they say
the kiss of death was toys, right? They went to Larry Hama, who wrote G.I. Joe at the time and did a great job, was like, look, I did G.I. Joe. I survived G.I. Joe. I gave G.I. Joe emotion. I gave it life. I gave it everything I possibly could. That's it. So they went all the way to the fourth guy, and his name was Bob, and I'm going to murder his last name, Belinsky, okay? And he was the fourth guy in all this, and he said, okay, what do I need to do? Jim Shooter said, Hasbro's coming out with 26 characters. You have till Monday to come up with 26 characters and their backstories. Names and backstories, because on Wednesday, we're going to Hasbro. And he said, if this is what I have to do to keep my job, this is what I'm... Yes, right.
And after Mega, was a bunch of scribbles until he came up with Tron.
So he wrote Mega, blah, 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 and did it. And actually, he kept that, right?
Yeah.
So it's him in modern day talking about the actual document that he had.
He showed the
pad that is really, really
he scribbled on while he created those whole things, a whole yellow legal pad.
Absolutely.
And all his notes from that weekend of creating these characters.
So I thought that was really, really cool. So that was awesome. So he went home and he did it. And then he came back with the 26 characters. So there's a little bit of knowledge for you. How many characters first appeared? How many of the first Transformers were there? There were 26. I can't name all of them. No. I could probably name a dozen of them, okay? Then they wanted to go even bigger. So they came up with a great commercial. They had the whole thing. So then they were ready to go with it. They're ready to launch this whole thing. Then out of nowhere, Tonka and Bandai came up with
GoBots! the cheesy
plastic
version of Transformers.
Yes, and then Hasbro and Marvel was like, what is this? And if we remember
they say about 6 months before their launch?
Yes, they came up with the GoBots, and they're like, this is absolutely awful. But they stuck with it, and then they came up with the movie. Now, I have talked about this ad nauseum in all our other 3 Minute Basement shows. If you have never watched a Transformers cartoon from 1986, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because, one, they kill Optimus Prime in the first 25 minutes.
Seriously, like...
Yes. Like, that's just epic at the time. It's before its time.
What the hell?
Right. They kill Optimus Prime. Galvatron comes back. He blows away Megatron. You have Leonard Nimoy. You have pitching himself from talking as Peter Cullen to Optimus Prime. And it's absolutely amazing.
And he was the voice of Eeyore.
Yeah, he was the voice of Eeyore in the cartoon.
So he switched over to Eeyore.
So he did that, too. But when he was interviewing for when Peter Culling was interviewing for Optimus Prime, what was really amazing was that his brother was a Marine that came back from Vietnam, and he said, I'm going to this job interview, and I have to be some type of leader. And he said to himself, he goes, don't be fake, be a true leader, understand what it's like to be a leader, to be yourself, and to be a man who goes above and beyond everything. So when he did the interview, he used his voice and he actually emulated his brother as a Vietnam vet. And I think that was really, really cool. You know what I mean? Because Optimus Prime is one, he's big, he's strong, he's knowledgeable, he's a protector, he'll hurt you if he has to. Right. And those are all the things that he wrapped up into Optimus Prime. And that is really what I thought was fantastic. Please watch it. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool. You've watched some of it, Pat. I think you're going to watch it. It's just a great story. I'm a huge Transformers fan. I have number one Raw. I bought that off the thing. Bought it off the rack when I was a kid. So just absolutely loved it. There's one about the Star Trek toys. There's one about, oh my God.
He-Man.
He-Man, but that was season 1. Then it was Hello Kitty.
Was there a separate one for G.I. Joe, or did they just
G.I. Joe was season 1. G.I. Joe was season 1.
Because they did throw G.I. Joe's kind of a little bit of a story in the Transformers
They did Transformers 1 because that was a trade-off.
Same company
right, that was a trade-off.
They worked with to make the Transformers.
Hasbro and Bandai switched off. But I also want you to know there's a huge Micronauts backstory to this. So if you're a Micronauts fan, please watch this because it talks about how the Micronauts were involved, and I'm not going to spoil that.
How they were really the roots to what happened, how they came up with Transformers.
Absolutely. So that's really I don't know if there was anything else we were going to talk about. We talked about the Transformers. We talked about the giveaways.
Please, everybody, before our next show, which is hopefully in 2 weeks, watch Krypton.
Okay.
Please. I know it's one of those shows everybody's putting on the back burner. Okay.
I
just watched the season finale. The worst part about the season finale, it says "see you in 2019." That pisses me off.
Yep.
That means I got to wait a long time for the next one.
Gotcha.
You think you know how it's going to end? My brother David, I don't know if you're going to watch this. I love you.
Yeah.
But he's like, why would I want to watch a show when I know what's going to happen?
No, I disagree.
I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
But I heard that they said the iconic words. The House of Zod said the iconic words.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil it. But.
So,
No, but that's so obvious.
I want to know.
You want to know? Yeah. What did they say? Like they said, what did they say? Kneel before Zod, right?
Yeah.
Like they did say that, so I can't wait to see that. So I will watch all that just to see that.
It doesn't listen. Knowing what we know in the comics about what happens, with
Krypton. That's okay.
That's
okay. Right.
This is a completely different story, and even though eventually it may end up that way,
yes,
the storyline went a completely different direction.
Gotcha.
So it's worth watching. I'm chomping at the bit to talk about this, and nobody's watching it.
Okay. Awesome. I want to give a huge shout out.
Next show we're talking about it.
We got Gomez online, so we got Jason Smith online. We got Nemesis Prime. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
I do want to give a shout out right now. Next Monday night, 10 o'clock, I will be a guest star on Chilling with the NY Warriors with Big E's Comics and all those guys from there. So I am jumping online with them to talk about some comic books. So it should be fun. So next Monday night, check out Chilling with the NY Warriors. Check out Lords of the Long Box. I don't know if Fanboy Fight Club is going on, but I know they've got 4 of them planned. So
yes,
after Memorial Day, they've got 4 good ones planned. I would love to do one on I want to be the Legion of Doom, and I will take on any team, good or bad, in my challenge. So I'll throw it out to anybody. Get a hold of TiVo, Darkside Jedi on Instagram if anybody wants to throw up against a challenge.
Who's going to take on Carnage?
I don't know. That's a great point. You got to do that. So, Bernie 1869, any closing remarks from you?
I want to see if Darkside Jedi will take you on with Teen Titans.
Teen Titans versus who?
Legion of Doom.
Okay, that's a good one. All right. But I know Angel's going up.
Yeah?
Angel's going up against somebody.
Buckeye
against Winter Soldier.
Nightwing.
No,
other way around.
The other way.
Yeah. Or he's taking Nightwing.
Nightwing versus Winter Soldier.
He's taking Nightwing against Bucky.
Against Bucky, yes. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah. So check it out. Check out Chill with NY Warriors next week. So we're going to wrap it up. Any closing statements from you, my friend?
That's good. I appreciate everybody jumping on and anybody that's going to watch after.
Yeah, please give us, like I said,
likes,
shares, comments, anything you want. I did watch Solo. We didn't really talk about that today, but please go see Solo. Keep an open mind. If you want to see a Force movie, a Jedi movie, that's not what this movie is all about. If you want to see the Millennium Falcon, you want to see Han, you want to see Lando, you want to see Chewie at their finest, please go see it. That's amazing. My God.
I've never done that before.
Oh my God. I got a Wookiee right next to me. I told you this guy was my Chewie to the Millennium Falcon. So it's really, really good. If you're watching it, though, please be up on your Clone Wars. Clone Wars does play a huge part in the Star Wars canon. So again, I am Otto. This is my grotto. We are signing out. Peace, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. All right. Peace out.
I'm off guard with that one. You never heard my Chewie before?